Beneath the golden sands of Egypt, a civilization unlike any other flourished for thousands of years, leaving behind secrets carved in stone and whispered by the Nile. From towering pyramids to the enigmatic Sphinx, the legacy of pharaohs, gods, and ancient rituals challenges everything we think we know about human history. Imagine a world where death was merely a passage, where the desert concealed unimaginable wealth and terror, and where every artifact tells a story of power, mystery, and ambition. Today, we journey back through time to uncover the rise, glory, and ultimate fall of ancient Egypt, a world that still captivates the imagination. Egyptian art reached unparalleled sophistication, capturing human form, divine presence, and natural beauty with remarkable skill and consistency. During this period, Egypt also encountered revolutionary religious transformations. Akhenaten's attempt to establish monotheism, worshipping Aten, the sun disk, challenged centuries of polytheistic tradition and caused profound cultural disruption. Though his reforms were largely reversed after his death, they illustrate the dynamic interplay between religion, politics, and identity in Egyptian society. Meanwhile, Egypt's wealth attracted attention from foreign powers, including the Hittites and later the Sea Peoples, creating both opportunity and conflict. The decline of Egypt began gradually after the New Kingdom, with successive invasions, internal strife, and economic challenges eroding the power of the pharaohs. Nubians, Assyrians, Persians, and eventually Greeks under Alexander the Great all played roles in the shifting control of the land. Yet even in decline, Egypt's cultural and spiritual legacy remained resilient, influencing surrounding regions and leaving a mark that continues to fascinate historians, archaeologists, and the public alike. Egyptian society was not solely defined by its rulers. Farmers, artisans, scribes, and laborers sustained the economy and contributed to the civilization's endurance. Women, though often overshadowed in the historical record, played vital roles in family, religious life, and occasionally in governance, with figures like Hatshepsut challenging traditional gender roles. Social stratification was complex but functional, with priests, officials, and nobles administering religious and state affairs, while the majority of the population labored to maintain the material foundation of the kingdom. The Nile, ever central, symbolized life, death, and renewal. Its annual inundation dictated planting and harvest, inspired religious reverence, and became a metaphor for continuity amidst change. Egyptians measured time according to the river, developed early astronomy, and aligned monuments to celestial events, demonstrating a sophisticated understanding of natural cycles and their spiritual significance. Their innovations in writing, mathematics, medicine, and engineering set the stage for countless civilizations to come. To understand ancient Egypt is to confront the extraordinary interplay of human ambition, natural environment, and spiritual aspiration. It is a civilization that achieved harmony between art, religion, and governance, producing monuments and knowledge that transcend millennia. From the smallest clay tablet to the largest pyramid, each artifact tells a story of lives lived in devotion, struggle, and creativity. The Egyptians' desire to control destiny, honor the gods, and leave an enduring legacy shaped a world that continues to captivate modern imagination. The echoes of ancient Egypt remain in modern architecture, language, and thought, reminding us that human civilization is a continuous dialogue across time. While the pharaohs, priests, and scribes have long departed, their visions endure, preserved in stone, papyrus, and memory. Every excavation, every artifact recovered, allows us a fleeting glimpse into a world where mortality, divinity, and ambition intertwined to create something profoundly enduring. The story of ancient Egypt is not merely history. It is a testament to human curiosity, ingenuity, and the timeless desire to transcend the ordinary. Can you imagine walking among the pyramids as pharaohs once did, uncovering secrets older than time itself? Subscribe now and join us as we explore every mystery of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt, a land of timeless deserts and the life-giving Nile, captivates the imagination like no other civilization in history. From the moment the first settlements appeared along the riverbanks, humans recognized the extraordinary potential of this fertile land. The Nile was not just a river, it was the artery of life, shaping agriculture, society, and religion. Its annual flooding renewed the soil, allowed crops to flourish, and provided a rhythm that dictated the very flow of Egyptian life. Generations of Egyptians came to understand, respect, and worship the river as a divine presence, and it became the backbone of a civilization that would endure for millennia. The first pharaohs united Upper and Lower Egypt, forging a kingdom where law, culture, and religion intertwined. These rulers were more than political figures. They were divine representatives on earth, tasked with maintaining Ma'at, the cosmic order that ensured balance between heaven, earth, and the underworld. Monumental projects such as the pyramids, temples, and obelisks were not mere displays of power, but acts of devotion and instruments to secure eternal life. Hieroglyphs carved into stone and inscribed on papyrus told stories of triumph, belief, and the human experience, creating a narrative that transcended the bounds of mortality. Egyptian society was deeply structured, with a hierarchy that included pharaohs, nobles, priests, scribes, artisans, and farmers. Each class played a crucial role in sustaining the civilization. Scribes recorded history, managed bureaucracies, and ensured that the laws of the land were followed, while artisans and craftsmen brought the pharaoh's visions to life in statues, jewelry, and tomb paintings. Farmers toiled along the Nile, providing the sustenance that allowed the upper classes to focus on governance, religion, and art. Even within this structure, family and community bonds were essential, and women, though often less documented, held important positions in domestic, religious, and occasionally political life. Religion permeated every aspect of Egyptian existence. The pantheon of gods and goddesses reflected natural phenomena, human virtues, and cosmic principles. Ra, the sun god, journeyed across the sky each day, bringing light and life. Osiris, god of the underworld, promised resurrection and eternal life. And Isis, the mother goddess, symbolized protection and magical power. Rituals, prayers, and offerings were daily necessities, as Egyptians believed their actions maintained harmony between the mortal and divine realms. The afterlife was not a distant abstraction but a tangible goal, motivating the construction of elaborate tombs, the placement of treasures, and the crafting of spells to guide the soul safely through the dangers of the beyond. Art and architecture were inseparable from spiritual belief. Temples were designed to align with celestial events, and tombs were adorned with vivid depictions of gods, daily life, and sacred texts. Hieroglyphic inscriptions recorded deeds, prayers, and histories, preserving the memory of both the powerful and the ordinary. Egyptian art was not only aesthetic but symbolic, using scale, color, and proportion to convey hierarchy, divinity, and eternal truths. Even the smallest objects, from jewelry to amulets, carried spiritual significance, protecting individuals from harm and connecting them to the divine. The pharaohs themselves were extraordinary figures whose reigns defined eras. Khufu, with the Great Pyramid, demonstrated engineering genius. Hatshepsut, one of the few female pharaohs, defied gender expectations to rule with wisdom and strength. Akhenaten challenged centuries of religious tradition by introducing monotheism. And Ramses II, the Great, led military campaigns and monumental constructions that etched his name into eternity. These leaders were at once human and divine, navigating politics, warfare, and spirituality, leaving legacies that scholars and explorers still study with awe. Egypt's geography played a central role in its development and protection. The Nile provided fertile land and transport, while deserts and seas acted as natural barriers against invasion. Trade flourished along these routes, bringing luxury goods, ideas, and innovations from distant lands. Military expeditions ensured security and extended influence, while diplomacy and marriage alliances strengthened Egypt's position in the region. Yet, despite its power, Egypt faced challenges. Foreign invasions, internal strife, and environmental fluctuations periodically tested the resilience of its society. Daily life for ordinary Egyptians was rooted in agriculture, family, and religious observance. Men and women worked in the fields, tended livestock, or practiced crafts. Children learned skills necessary for survival and continuation of family tradition. Festivals and religious ceremonies punctuated the year, celebrating the Nile's inundation, honoring gods, and reinforcing social cohesion. Food, clothing, and housing reflected both the Nile's abundance and the ingenuity of human adaptation to desert conditions. Life was hard, but it was imbued with purpose, meaning, and connection to the eternal rhythms of the river and cosmos. Education and knowledge were highly valued. Scribes trained for years to master hieroglyphics, mathematics, and administration, becoming essential to the function of the state. Medicine, astronomy, and engineering advanced remarkably, as reflected in surgical texts, precise calendars, and monumental architecture. The Egyptians understood anatomy, developed irrigation systems, and calculated celestial movements, demonstrating a practical intelligence that was tightly woven with spiritual belief. Knowledge was a bridge between the mortal world and the divine, ensuring that civilization could endure and thrive across centuries. Trade, diplomacy, and interaction with neighboring civilizations enriched Egypt culturally and economically. Goods like gold, papyrus, linen, and grain traveled along the Nile and beyond, while ideas about religion, art, and governance influenced and were influenced by Mesopotamia, Nubia, and later Greece and Rome. Egypt became both a cradle of innovation and a beacon for outsiders, its fame and wealth drawing envoys, merchants, and invaders alike. Through this exchange, Egypt's civilization remained dynamic, absorbing and shaping influences without losing its unique identity. The legacy of ancient Egypt is visible not only in its monuments, but in its enduring influence on human imagination. Pyramids, temples, and tombs continue to inspire awe, while hieroglyphs, mythology, and stories of pharaohs captivate writers, artists, and filmmakers. Archaeology has revealed layers of history, from the grandeur of royal courts to the lives of ordinary citizens, reminding us that a civilization's power lies not only in its rulers, but in the collective contributions of its people. Each discovery deepens our understanding of how humans can shape, adapt to, and revere their environment. In reflecting on ancient Egypt, we confront fundamental questions about civilization, how humans interact with nature, how power and belief shape society, and how ambition and faith leave a lasting mark. The Nile, the deserts, the temples, and the tombs are more than relics. They are chapters in a story of resilience, creativity, and the quest for immortality. To study Egypt is to witness the interplay of mortality and eternity, of ordinary lives and extraordinary dreams. It is to understand a world that, though distant in time, remains profoundly connected to the human experience today. From the rise of the first pharaohs to the last echoes of the New Kingdom, ancient Egypt stands as a testament to human ingenuity, spiritual devotion, and enduring legacy. Its pyramids, tombs, and temples continue to whisper secrets, inviting us to explore, question, and marvel. The story of Egypt is not only a history of the past, it is a reflection of the eternal human desire to understand, create, and leave a mark upon the world. As we trace its rivers, walk among its ruins, and decode its hieroglyphs, we step into a civilization that, though thousands of years old, remains alive in our imagination and our collective memory. Beneath the blazing sun of the Egyptian deserts, where sand stretches endlessly and the Nile carves life into the land, there lies a civilization wrapped in enigma. For thousands of years, ancient Egypt has stood as a beacon of mystery, a civilization whose monuments, tombs, and hieroglyphs continue to defy full understanding. The pyramids, those colossal structures rising defiantly against time, have inspired awe and speculation for centuries. How were they built with such precision? What secrets lie hidden within the labyrinth of chambers inside the Great Pyramid of Giza? Were they mere tombs, or did they serve a purpose far beyond human comprehension? The Sphinx, with its stoic gaze and enigmatic smile, watches over the desert, guarding secrets that no historian has fully unraveled. Carved from limestone thousands of years ago, its origins are shrouded in mystery. Who ordered its construction, and why? Some claim it represents the Pharaoh Khafre, Others suggest its alignment and proportions hint at celestial knowledge or forgotten wisdom. Every worn line and shadow seems to whisper tales of long-lost knowledge, a puzzle that beckons to those daring enough to seek the truth. Egypt was a land where the boundary between life and death blurred, and the mysteries of the afterlife were meticulously chronicled. Pharaohs, considered divine on earth, were buried with treasures, spells, and sacred texts designed to guide their souls through perilous journeys beyond death. The Book of the Dead, a compendium of magical spells and instructions, remains one of history's most intriguing relics, offering insight into a worldview that merged the spiritual and material in ways modern society can scarcely comprehend. Every hieroglyph, every depiction of gods and rituals suggests knowledge, purpose, and meaning far beyond what we see at first glance. Yet the mystery extends beyond tombs and temples. Consider the unearthing of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 by Howard Carter. Within a sealed burial chamber lay treasures of unimaginable wealth, golden masks, jewelry, and artifacts that spoke of a culture obsessed with immortality and grandeur. But the excitement was not only in the discovery itself. It was the ominous sense that followed. Tales of curses spread in the media, stories of sudden deaths among those who disturbed the young pharaoh's tomb. While science has dismissed these as coincidence, the allure of forbidden knowledge and the idea that some mysteries are best left untouched captured the world's imagination. The Nile itself holds secrets. This river, lifeline of the civilization, nurtured both greatness and danger. Seasonal floods brought life, yet the river's unpredictable temperament could destroy crops, starve populations, and spark civil unrest. Egyptians, observing the patterns of the stars in the Nile's rise, developed sophisticated astronomy and calendars, yet even their knowledge could not completely tame the forces of nature. The very land they revered and relied upon remained a partner in the mystery, shaping their beliefs, rituals, and innovations. Many enigmas lie in the very architecture of Egypt, temples aligned with celestial events, tombs oriented to the stars, and monuments constructed with mathematical precision suggest knowledge that seems advanced, almost otherworldly. Some researchers have posited theories that these structures encode astronomical data, or that they reflect lost knowledge of geometry, physics, and engineering that rivals modern understanding. Were the Egyptians merely geniuses, or did they possess insights that have since been forgotten? These questions remain unanswered, intensifying the allure and mystery surrounding the civilization. Mummification, a practice that strikes modern observers as macabre, reflects the profound Egyptian preoccupation with death, immortality, and the afterlife. The methods used to preserve bodies, the chemicals applied, and the rituals performed were sophisticated beyond their time. Yet, despite extensive research, many aspects of mummification remain unclear. How exactly certain techniques were developed, why some procedures varied, and whether lost texts held secret instructions that could solve puzzles we cannot yet unravel. Each wrapped corpse is both a preserved life and a living riddle, whispering stories of devotion, fear, and cosmic belief. Even the lives of ordinary Egyptians contribute to the mystery. Though monuments immortalize pharaohs, the voices of common people, farmers, artisans, scribes, and laborers, are glimpsed only sporadically through inscriptions, graffiti, and artifacts. How did they perceive the grandeur around them? What stories did they pass down orally that never reached the hieroglyphs? These unseen lives add layers of complexity to our understanding, reminding us that history is not only written by kings but also hidden in the footsteps of the millions who shaped the civilization, quietly leaving subtle traces that modern archaeologists still piece together. The Egyptian pantheon itself presents a tapestry of enigmatic belief. Gods and goddesses like Osiris, Isis, Horus, and Anubis governed life, death, and morality, embodying forces both natural and metaphysical. The interactions between these deities, their symbolic representations, and the rituals surrounding them convey a worldview profoundly different from our own. Temples were more than places of worship. They were centers of knowledge, education, and preservation. Priests held secrets of rituals and astronomy that remain partially undeciphered, their wisdom encoded in hieroglyphs and ceremonial practices. Each layer of religion unveils further mystery, offering insights while simultaneously deepening the questions we ask. Foreign accounts and myths amplify Egypt's aura of mystery. Herodotus, the father of history, wrote of wonders and rituals that seemed fantastical, blending observation with interpretation. Later travelers, explorers, and archaeologists encountered artifacts whose meanings eluded them entirely. From lost cities beneath the sands to hidden chambers and pyramids, Egypt appears as a civilization perpetually on the edge of revelation. Every discovery seems to raise as many questions as it answers, a land where the past is always partially concealed, tantalizing those who seek to uncover it. Even today, modern technology reveals new mysteries. Satellite imaging, ground-penetrating radar, and advanced archaeological methods have uncovered previously unseen structures, hidden tombs, and buried temples. Yet each revelation comes with more questions. Why were certain structures built in remote areas? Why do some align with stars or geographical markers? And what secrets remain buried under meters of sand? The more we know, the more the enigma grows, ensuring that ancient Egypt continues to captivate, challenge, and mystify the human mind. The allure of ancient Egypt is not merely in what we see, but in what remains unseen. It is in the whispers of the desert winds across the pyramids, the silent gaze of the Sphinx, the undeciphered inscriptions within tombs, and the questions that refuse to leave our minds. This is a civilization that mastered life, death, art, and architecture, yet deliberately shrouded parts of its knowledge in mystery, as if inviting future generations to ponder, explore, and marvel. To explore ancient Egypt is to walk alongside pharaohs whose ambitions touched eternity, priests who safeguarded sacred knowledge, and ordinary people whose labor built monuments meant to endure forever. It is to confront the unknown and accept that some answers may elude us, leaving only wonder, speculation, and awe. The mysteries of Egypt are not simply historical puzzles. They are invitations to witness the extraordinary, to question what we think we know, and to immerse ourselves in a civilization that has inspired curiosity for millennia. Beneath the grandeur of the pyramids and the glory of the pharaohs, shadows lurked. Egypt was a civilization of immense wealth, power, and divine authority, but it was also a world rife with intrigue, conspiracies, and suspicion. The same rulers who commanded armies and built monumental tombs faced constant threats, from ambitious nobles, rival factions, and even members of their own family. Every palace corridor could conceal whispers of betrayal, and every decision carried the weight of life, death, and political survival. Pharaohs were revered as gods on earth, yet their divinity did not shield them from suspicion. Take, for example, the turbulent reign of Amenhotep III and his son Akhenaten. Akhenaten's radical shift to monotheism, worshipping the sun god Aten above all others, sparked fear and resentment among powerful priests and officials devoted to traditional gods. Scholars still debate the extent of opposition he faced, but one thing is clear. Even a pharaoh believed to be divine could not escape the watchful eyes of those plotting to preserve their own influence. Religious upheaval often intertwined with political intrigue, making every reform a gamble with life and legacy. Suspicion also flourished within royal families. Dynastic succession was rarely straightforward. Pharaohs were often crowned as children, leaving regents or advisors to rule in their stead. Ambitious relatives and court officials seized every opportunity to manipulate power, sometimes resorting to assassination, exile, or imprisonment. Hatshepsut, one of Egypt's most remarkable female pharaohs, ascended the throne in part due to such dynamics, ruling with careful strategy and a subtle display of power that both commanded respect and fueled jealousy. Her story is a testament to the dangerous games of ambition that played out behind closed doors, where trust was scarce and survival demanded cunning. Even priests tasked with maintaining divine order were not immune to suspicion. Temples were centers of immense wealth and knowledge, and their leaders wielded authority rivaling that of the pharaohs themselves. Corruption, rivalries, and secret alliances often festered beneath the sacred rituals. Powerful temples like those of Karnak and Luxor became hotbeds of intrigue, where the balance between spiritual duty and personal gain was a delicate one. Every ceremony, offering, or decree could conceal hidden agendas, leaving outsiders, and sometimes even fellow Egyptians, uncertain of whom to trust. The Nile, lifeline of the civilization, could also be a source of suspicion. Floods that were too high or too low threatened crops and livelihoods, leading to social unrest and speculation about divine displeasure. Were poor harvests natural misfortune, or were they a sign of corruption, mismanagement, or hidden sabotage by those in power? Ancient Egyptians believed that maintaining Ma'at, the cosmic balance, was the responsibility of the pharaoh, yet even divine rulers could be questioned when disaster struck. Suspicion, therefore, extended beyond politics into the very relationship between humans and gods, blurring lines between faith, fear, and accountability. Military campaigns and foreign diplomacy offered fertile ground for intrigue. Egypt's borders were constantly tested by rival kingdoms, Nubians, Hittites, and later the Sea Peoples. Generals, advisors, and envoys navigated a world of shifting alliances, espionage, and treachery. A single betrayal could mean the loss of territory, wealth, or life itself. The stakes were never purely political. They were existential. Suspicion became a survival mechanism, a necessary lens through which leaders and citizens alike viewed the world. Even monumental projects, temples, pyramids, and statues were not immune to suspicion. The labor force required for these constructions, often numbering tens of thousands, operated under strict supervision. Rumors of sabotage, escape attempts, or dissent circulated constantly. Pharaohs had to ensure that loyalty and discipline outweighed resentment or fear. Every stone placed, every tomb prepared was both a triumph and a reminder of the fragile trust on which their authority rested. In such an environment, suspicion was not paranoia, it was survival. Legends of curses and divine retribution also fueled the shadowy atmosphere surrounding ancient Egypt. Tales of Tutankhamun's tomb, where those who entered allegedly met untimely deaths, blended fact with fear. While modern science explains many of these events as coincidence or disease, the stories endured because they tapped into a deeply human fear that meddling with hidden knowledge could invoke unseen consequences. Suspicion, in this sense, was both practical and psychological, reinforcing the sacredness of tombs, rituals, and divine law. Art and literature reflected these undercurrents of mistrust and caution. Hieroglyphs, inscriptions, and stories sometimes reveal veiled warnings, cautionary tales, and symbolic depictions of betrayal, justice, and retribution. From epic narratives to funerary texts, Egyptians encoded lessons about loyalty, morality, and vigilance, ensuring that suspicion, like knowledge, was passed down through generations. In a world where divine and mortal law intertwined, understanding whom to trust was as critical as understanding the gods themselves. Even ordinary citizens lived with suspicion. Farmers, artisans, and laborers navigated a complex social hierarchy where missteps could bring punishment. Gossip, rumors, and social observation shaped daily life, creating an environment where information was power and silence was safety. From marketplace whispers to temple corridors, suspicion permeated every interaction, influencing decisions, alliances, and behavior. The seemingly serene life along the Nile was layered with these subtle dynamics, a silent tension underlying civilization's apparent order. Ultimately, the history of ancient Egypt is as much about human cunning, rivalry, and fear as it is about triumph, art, and religion. Every monumental achievement, every pyramid, tomb, and temple was created in a society where suspicion shaped strategy, belief, and governance. It is a civilization that balanced grandeur with vigilance, faith with doubt, and ambition with caution. Understanding this aspect of Egypt gives us a richer, more nuanced picture of a society that has fascinated the world for millennia. Suspicion, therefore, is not merely a theme in Egyptian history. It is a lens through which we can comprehend the fragility and resilience of one of the greatest civilizations ever to exist. Behind every gilded mask, every carved hieroglyph, and every sacred ritual lies a story of human ambition, fear, and the perpetual struggle to navigate power, loyalty, and destiny. The grandeur of ancient Egypt reached its apex during the New Kingdom, a period when pharaohs commanded armies, expanded empires, and erected monuments that still inspire awe today. It was an era of unparalleled ambition, but ambition comes with conflict. Pharaohs like Thutmose III, Hatshepsut, Akhenaten, and Ramses II faced challenges not only from foreign invaders, but also from the very society they ruled, where intrigue and suspicion simmered beneath the surface. The story of Egypt's climax is a tale of power, devotion, rebellion, and extraordinary human ingenuity converging at a single historical moment. Hatshepsut's reign illustrates both triumph and tension. Ascending the throne in a male-dominated society, she portrayed herself as king, donning the traditional regalia of a pharaoh while maintaining her female identity in subtle depictions. Her reign brought stability, extensive trade expeditions, and magnificent temple constructions, most notably at Deir el-Bahari. Yet her legitimacy was constantly questioned. Courtiers, priests, and nobles watched her closely, ready to challenge authority. Even after her death, efforts to erase her name from monuments reflected the persistent tension between achievement and resentment, triumph, and the fragile nature of power. Thutmose III, her stepson and successor, faced a different kind of challenge. He inherited a kingdom shaped by Hatshepsut's reign, but had to assert his dominance both politically and militarily. Known as the Napoleon of Egypt, he conducted over a dozen campaigns into the Levant, expanding Egypt's borders to unprecedented limits. His victories secured wealth, slaves, and tribute, yet maintaining an empire of this scale required constant vigilance. Each campaign involved not only strategy and logistics, but also the delicate management of alliances and loyalty within the Egyptian court. Military triumphs brought glory, but also the ever-present danger of overextension, rebellion, and betrayal. Amid this era of conquest, religious upheaval shook the very foundation of Egypt. Akhenaten's introduction of monotheism, elevating Aten above all other gods, ignited controversy and division. Temples of traditional gods were neglected or closed, priests lost influence, and loyal citizens were forced to navigate a world where centuries of tradition were suddenly challenged. Akhenaten's religious revolution illustrates the tension between innovation and conformity, highlighting how even divine authority could provoke conflict. After his death, the swift restoration of the old religious order under Tutankhamun revealed the fragility of radical change and the enduring power of established institutions. Ramses II, often called the Great, epitomizes the drama and intensity of Egypt's climax. His reign spanned decades, marked by military campaigns, monumental constructions, and political cunning. The Battle of Kadesh against the Hittites, one of the most documented military engagements of the ancient world, showcased both strategy and propaganda. The battle ended inconclusively, yet Ramses portrayed it as a decisive victory through inscriptions and monuments, shaping public perception and reinforcing his divine authority. This blend of fact, interpretation, and myth exemplifies the high-stakes world of pharaonic rule, where perception could be as crucial as reality. The architectural achievements of this era were staggering, reflecting both ambition and the pressures of legacy. Temples like Karnak and Luxor were expanded on a grand scale, adorned with colossal statues and intricate reliefs depicting gods, pharaohs, and victories. Tombs in the Valley of the Kings, such as that of Tutankhamun, combined artistry, devotion, and secrecy, demonstrating the Egyptians' obsession with eternity. The construction of these monuments required vast resources, coordinated labor, and meticulous planning, highlighting the organizational genius of a society at its zenith. Yet such grandeur also demanded sacrifices, human, economic, and environmental, underscoring the precarious balance between glory and sustainability. Egypt's diplomacy and foreign relations intensified during this period. Alliances, marriages, and treaties were tools to secure influence and protect borders. The famous peace treaty with the Hittites following years of warfare represents one of the earliest recorded international agreements, a testament to both pragmatic leadership and the high-stakes environment of the time. Egyptian envoys and traders extended their reach across the Mediterranean and Near East, bringing back exotic goods, knowledge, and influence. Each interaction carried potential risk, betrayal, espionage, or cultural friction could ignite conflict, demanding careful negotiation and foresight. Yet even as Egypt reached the pinnacle of power, internal tensions simmered. Laborers building temples and monuments lived under strict supervision. Discontent could lead to revolt or sabotage. Civil servants, scribes, and priests juggled loyalty to the pharaoh with personal ambition and survival. The Nile, while sustaining life, could turn destructive if floods failed or were too severe, threatening crops and prompting famine. Every triumph existed alongside the constant risk of disaster, a delicate interplay of human skill, divine favor, and environmental unpredictability. The Egyptian understanding of death and the afterlife also reached a peak of complexity. Tombs, sarcophagi, and funerary texts became increasingly elaborate, reflecting both religious devotion and the pharaoh's desire to transcend mortality. Yet this obsession with eternity was intertwined with fear of damnation, of divine wrath, and of being forgotten. The meticulous care and mummification, the inclusion of amulets, spells, and treasures, and the construction of hidden chambers all reveal a society intensely focused on securing a place beyond death. In this, the climax of Egypt is not only political and military, but also spiritual, reflecting the ultimate stakes: life, death, and immortality. Natural disasters and external threats tested Egypt's resilience. Invasions by the Sea Peoples and conflicts with neighboring kingdoms challenged its borders. Economic pressures, shifts in climate, and population growth strained resources. Yet the pharaoh's ability to adapt, innovate, and mobilize society ensured the continuity of civilization for centuries. Each crisis, whether internal or external, became a proving ground, revealing the strength, ingenuity, and vulnerability of a society at its apex. Art, literature, and knowledge flourished alongside these challenges. Egyptian scribes, architects, and artists documented history, beliefs, and daily life, leaving a legacy that allows modern scholars to reconstruct not only events, but also the worldview of the time. Hieroglyphs carved on walls, painted on papyrus, or inscribed on statues convey narratives of triumph, tragedy, and divine order. In every stroke of pigment or chisel lies the tension between human aspiration and the unpredictable forces of nature, politics, and the gods. The climax of ancient Egypt is ultimately a story of contrast, of grandeur and vulnerability, power and peril, faith and doubt. Pharaohs wielded divine authority yet navigated human intrigue. Massive monuments reached for eternity, yet required immense human toil. Religion offered guidance, yet provoked rebellion. War brought wealth, yet threatened survival. It was a civilization at its most brilliant and most fragile, a society whose very achievements underscore the stakes and consequences of human ambition. As we trace the rise, peak, and near collapse of the New Kingdom, we see a civilization that mastered architecture, warfare, diplomacy, and religion, yet never escaped the pressures of mortality, politics, or natural forces. Each pharaoh, each monument, and each ritual tells a story of triumph and tension, revealing a society perpetually balancing ambition and vulnerability. The climax of ancient Egypt is not just a historical moment, it is a human drama, a testament to the heights of creativity, leadership, and resilience, as well as the ever-present shadow of uncertainty. In the end, the peak of Egyptian civilization illustrates the paradox of greatness. The closer one comes to perfection, the more precarious everything becomes. Pharaohs and priests, laborers and scribes, all contributed to a society that soared to unimaginable heights, yet remained under constant threat. From nature, from outsiders, and from the fragile threads of human loyalty. This era of magnificence, conflict, and near-divine ambition remains one of history's most dramatic and inspiring periods, a climax that embodies both the brilliance and the vulnerability of human civilization. The legacy of ancient Egypt extends far beyond the pyramids, temples, and tombs that dominate our imagination. Its societal impact resonates through time, influencing governance, culture, art, religion, and knowledge in ways that echo even in the modern world. Egyptian society was a complex web of interdependent classes, with pharaohs, priests, nobles, artisans, scribes, and farmers all playing essential roles. This social structure allowed the civilization not only to survive but to flourish for millennia, creating a blueprint for organized governance and cultural continuity. Pharaohs, as divine rulers, set the tone for law, administration, and cultural priorities. Their authority ensured unity, stability, and the enforcement of Ma'at, the principle of cosmic balance. Under their guidance, Egypt developed a centralized bureaucracy, an intricate system of taxation, and state-sponsored projects that provided employment, facilitated trade, and advanced technology. This governance model allowed for the construction of monumental architecture, the organization of armies, and the maintenance of a thriving society, demonstrating the profound societal impact of effective leadership and centralized authority. Religion, woven into the fabric of everyday life, profoundly shaped Egyptian culture and social behavior. Temples were not only centers of worship, but also hubs of education, economic activity, and artistic innovation. Priests served as advisors, administrators, and guardians of knowledge, linking spirituality with practical governance. Religious beliefs influenced moral codes, legal systems, and societal norms, ensuring that faith guided both the elite and the common populace. Concepts of justice, duty, and ethical behavior were deeply embedded in Egyptian life, leaving a lasting imprint on how societies perceive morality and governance. Egyptian achievements in art and architecture also had enduring societal consequences. Monumental construction projects like the pyramids and temples were feats of organization, engineering, and artistic excellence. Artisans and laborers collaborated to create structures that were both functional and symbolic, showcasing religious devotion, political power, and cultural identity. These achievements influenced later civilizations, inspiring Greek, Roman, and modern architects and artists. Beyond aesthetics, the planning and execution of large-scale projects cultivated skills, fostered innovation, and demonstrated the potential of collective human effort. Education and literacy played a vital role in societal development. Scribes trained in hieroglyphs and mathematics were indispensable for record-keeping, administration, and cultural preservation. The knowledge they maintained, ranging from agricultural techniques to astronomical observations, enabled Egypt to manage resources efficiently, plan military campaigns, and maintain political stability. This emphasis on education ensured continuity, allowing knowledge to pass from generation to generation and influencing neighboring civilizations. Literacy and record-keeping, therefore, became a cornerstone of societal resilience and long-term prosperity. Egypt's agricultural system had profound social and economic implications. The Nile's predictable flooding allowed for surplus production, supporting a dense population and enabling urban development. Farmers were the backbone of society, their labor sustaining not only the economy but also the elite's ambitions. Innovations such as irrigation systems, plowing techniques, and crop rotation enhanced productivity, influencing food security and population growth. The reliance on agriculture fostered a deep connection between humans and the environment, shaping rituals, festivals, and cultural identity around the river that was both life-giving and unpredictable. Trade and foreign relations further expanded Egypt's societal impact. The exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies with neighboring regions, Mesopotamia, Nubia, the Levant, and beyond, introduced new materials, artistic styles, and innovations. Diplomatic marriages, alliances, and treaties strengthened Egypt's position and facilitated cultural exchange. This integration of foreign influences into Egyptian society enriched art, architecture, and technology, demonstrating how interconnected societies can mutually benefit from shared knowledge and commerce. Egypt's ability to absorb and adapt external influences while maintaining its unique identity exemplifies its enduring societal resilience. The treatment of women in ancient Egypt offers another dimension of societal impact. While patriarchal norms dominated, women had legal rights, could own property, and occasionally rose to positions of significant influence, as seen in the reign of Hatshepsut. Their participation in religious, economic, and domestic spheres contributed to societal stability and cultural continuity. By allowing limited social mobility and acknowledging the contributions of women, Egypt demonstrated a nuanced approach to gender roles that, in some ways, surpassed many contemporary civilizations. Egyptian innovations in medicine, engineering, and astronomy also reverberated through society and beyond. Medical texts describe treatments, surgeries, and hygiene practices that reveal a sophisticated understanding of the human body. Engineering techniques enabled the construction of enduring monuments and efficient water management systems. Astronomy guided agricultural cycles, religious festivals, and architectural alignments, integrating scientific knowledge into daily life. These advancements not only improved societal functioning, but also left a lasting legacy that influenced Greek, Roman, and Islamic scholars centuries later. Culture, literature, and storytelling further reinforced societal cohesion. Epic tales, hymns, and funerary texts transmitted shared values, myths, and historical memory, strengthening social bonds and identity. The emphasis on continuity, through monuments, literature, and rituals, ensured that each generation inherited not only physical infrastructure but also a collective consciousness, a sense of belonging, and cultural pride. This attention to memory, both material and spiritual, has inspired civilizations across time, from classical Greece to the modern era. Finally, the societal impact of ancient Egypt extends to its enduring influence on the world. Concepts of governance, law, architecture, and religion traveled across borders, inspiring future empires and leaving traces in art, philosophy, and science. The fascination with Egyptian culture continues today, shaping modern architecture, literature, cinema, and public imagination. Egypt's civilization demonstrates how a society's achievements, when grounded in organization, innovation, and cultural cohesion, can resonate across millennia, offering lessons in resilience, creativity, and human potential. In essence, ancient Egypt's societal impact lies not only in its tangible monuments but also in its intangible legacies. The integration of governance, religion, art, knowledge, and social organization into a coherent, enduring civilization. Its influence extends far beyond the Nile Valley, shaping human history, inspiring curiosity, and reminding us that a society's true power is measured not merely by wealth or conquest, but by the lasting structures, ideas, and values it leaves behind. Ancient Egypt was more than a civilization of pyramids, pharaohs, and gods. It was a testament to human ambition, ingenuity, and the relentless pursuit of immortality. From the mysteries of the Nile to the grandeur of monumental architecture, from the intricacies of religious belief to the brilliance of art and governance, Egypt's story reminds us of the extraordinary heights humanity can reach and the fragility that accompanies such greatness. Each pharaoh, artisan, priest, and laborer contributed to a society whose influence echoes across millennia, shaping cultures, ideas, and imaginations far beyond its borders. As we reflect on this civilization, we are invited to ask, what drives humanity to create, to believe, to endure? How do ambition, faith, and ingenuity shape the legacies we leave behind? Ancient Egypt offers answers in monuments, hieroglyphs, and stories that continue to inspire awe, curiosity, and wonder. If you've been captivated by these secrets of the past, don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey through history. Hit the notification bell to uncover more mysteries from civilizations that shaped our world. The story of ancient Egypt is far from over. It lives in our curiosity, our imagination, and in every discovery waiting to be revealed.